Hey everyone, it's Lianos with Compass in Northern Virginia, back with another video. In this video, I'm going to give you a high-level overview of the home buying process. In future videos, I'm going to go into each section in much more detail. This is going to give you a 30,000-foot flyover sort of overview of what the home buying process looks like in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. As always, I highly recommend that you engage a professional realtor. And by professional, I mean a full-time, experienced, top-producing pro to help guide you through the process. It'll save you time, energy, and most important, it's going to reduce your stress. First step is the pre-approval process. Now, while you don't need this, it's not required to start your search, I would highly recommend speaking to a lending professional essentially to validate your buying power. There's nothing worse than finding your dream home and then only coming to figure out that you can't actually afford to purchase your dream home. So number 2, down payment. This is actually kind of part of the pre-approval process. Your lender can help you again in this regard. You're going to want to figure out what your down payment is, because that you're going to need to tell your agent to fill that in the contract. So discuss it with your lender based on your reserves and your comfort level and the loan programs the lender has available to determine your down payment amount. 3, I think this is the most fun part, but start looking at houses. In conjunction with your realtor and any apps that you may be using or websites or your realtor suggestion, start looking at homes. Go look at neighborhoods. Driving around neighborhoods is really, really important to the process. Your eyes are your best judge. 4, you found the one. You found your dream house. Now it's time to make the offer. If you've hired an excellent top producing realtor, your agent will help you determine what the correct offer price is. They will do that by doing a complete market analysis of that property versus all the other competing properties and comparable sales, and recommend a strategy and an initial offer price. 5, ratification and the earnest deposit. Once everybody has agreed to all the terms in the contract and signed and initialed, we call that in our business ratified. That means it's just a fully executed contract. At that point, you're going to need to deliver an earnest deposit to your agent or to the settlement company. An earnest deposit is a small piece of your down payment that shows good faith. That's usually 1 to 3% of the total purchase price in our market, but it can be any amount. Discuss it with your realtor to determine what the right strategy is for you in this particular offer. 6, the contingencies. Your agent is going to recommend certain contingencies be put on the contract that protect you in the event something goes wrong. The most important ones, the basic ones, are home inspection, financing, appraisal, and if the property is in an HOA or condo association, you will have the document review. So those are really important contingencies that you're going to want to discuss with your agent and have on your contract to protect your earnest deposit. Without going into too much detail, if something goes wrong at one of those key points, the home inspection, the financing, the appraisal, the document review, the contingency will allow you to back out of the contract and get your earnest deposit back. Number 7, the home inspection. Essentially, this is time to bring anyone you want into the property to evaluate its condition. Your agent can recommend inspectors. You can go find some online. And this is your time in the house to really evaluate it closely and determine whether you want to continue or not. I have done a video on home inspections. I'll put the link in the description down below, and you can check that out if you'd like to have more information on that piece. Number 8, while you're doing this and negotiating the home inspection stuff, your bank is going to be working to get you credit approved. They're going to ask you for a whole bunch of documents, your financial background, your debt, etc., and for a whole bunch of paperwork. So be mentally prepared to provide them with a full documentation of your financial history. Number 9, the appraisal. As part of your financing package, the bank is going to send an appraiser to look at the property and to basically come up with a value for what the appraiser thinks the property is worth. Their function, in essence, is just to validate that what you, the buyer, and the seller have agreed upon as far as the purchase price is actually the current market value. If that comes in fine, then we just move forward and everything's great. If it doesn't, your agent is going to go over the options that you have as far as trying to either have the seller lower the price to the appraised amount or to back out of the contract. Number 10, home warranty. Should you get one? Should you not get one? Your agent will probably bring it up when you're making the offer, as it's part of our standardized offer paperwork. My personal opinion is that they're not worth the money you pay for them. Oftentimes these days they're excluding a lot of items, but it's going to cost the seller probably $500 to $800 to provide it to you. So strategize with your agent and to determine whether you want to add that or not add it. If you can get it and it will give you some peace of mind, then fine. During the offer process, your agent is going to ask you whether you want to ask the seller to provide a home warranty or not. That's really up to you. This basically is an insurance policy that covers the major systems of the house, the appliances, the electrical, the plumbing, those types of things from failure during the first year that you live in the property. 11, your final walkthrough. Within a week before the settlement comes, you will have the opportunity to walk through the property. If you have agreed with the seller to make any repairs on the property, this will be your opportunity to make sure that they actually have completed those repairs to your satisfaction. It also is to make sure the property is in substantially the same physical condition as it was the date that you originally saw it or the date of your home inspection. Step 12, the final step. This is what's called the settlement, or some people call it a closing. This is when you go to the settlement agent's office and sign all the documentation you need to become the owners of the house. It's also usually when you get the keys to the house, and hopefully it's a fun time and you get to celebrate. You've just spent a lot of money, so you might as well enjoy it a little bit. I hope this video gave you a better understanding, at least from a high level, of what the home buying process in our area entails. As always, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe below, and we look forward to seeing you next time.